If this doesn't work out, oh shit, what are we gonna do?
We had taken our whole life and uprooted it.
We were worried that we wouldn't be able to make it work.
It was just like a big slap in the face.
60% of restaurants fail in the first year.
We wondered how we were gonna ever come out of this. We met on Tinder. We hit it off from the get-go.
So I was working a 9-to-5 office job. After I met Samir and fell in love with a chef, the hours are crazy. And so there was an opportunity for me to jump ship.
Rachel and I had gotten into a partnership. We opened up Atola, really popular restaurant. We kind of hit the ground running, won a lot of different awards.
That is where we really hit our stride. Together, we can make this really magical, special thing.
We're good at this, and we kind of want to do it on our own. We wanted to get a little closer to family here in Indiana.
I grew up in Indiana. We like to be able to create relationships with our guests, and we thought we could do that a little more easily in a smaller town. When we came to Noblesville, it just felt right.
I especially love this area because of all the local farms. Like, I love the idea of being so close to where the food's coming from.
So we set out wanting to create a neighborhood bistro.
We wanted to do fresh local food. We didn't want to do takeout. We wanted to have guests in our dining room.
We took over the space January 1st, 2020, and then we were hoping to do soft openings the very beginning of April.
We had put a lot of care into remodeling our kitchen, coming up with a menu, redesigning our dining room.
We're like, okay, we gotta get this place open. If I walk out to our garden and pick a tomato, it tastes different than if I buy one at the store. What you're eating tastes like where you are.
It's funny, the term farm to table gets thrown around a lot lately, and working in restaurants as a kid, it was just the way of life. You know, it was the way we cooked food, and when we were looking for restaurants, we'd drive in and there's like farms right there, there's farm stands.
We can literally drive to the farm where we buy ingredients. It's better to use something that's local, that you know the care that went into it, you know who grew it.
There's a real joy in knowing that your food was grown just a couple miles away, and that you're giving another small business owner your business and the opportunity to succeed.
Local ingredients are fresher, they taste better, and the farmers who grow them give a damn. They care about what you're eating.
Food is life. It's nostalgia. It takes you back.
It touches our souls, it expands our minds. There's a lot of love in our food. Samir is so adept. He takes such care in the ingredients.
Keeping the integrity of the ingredients you're getting that person growing it, the love and the care that they put into it.
A lot of thought goes into these dishes. Food is a way to connect with people. It teaches you about another culture and community in a way that you would never know otherwise.
What I love about food is it brings people together.
We were so excited, had so much energy to open this restaurant.
And then, wow, this coronavirus thing is starting to become a little bit more serious. 2 weeks later, everything's shut down.
That was a moment that was, oh shit, what are we gonna do?
At that point, you can't do anything about that situation except for grieve. We wondered what the hell we just got ourselves into and wondered how we were gonna ever come out of this.
We were worried that we wouldn't be able to make it work, that all of this time and effort and money that we had put into creating this restaurant would have been for naught.
I've always been in control of my emotions and my career. I was a go-getter. I, worked so hard to get to this point of being a sole owner of a place, and it was just like a big slap in the face. A lot of our restaurant friends and owners had pivoted to takeout.
Takeout is heartbreaking for Samir.
It would have been hard to open a restaurant that's just takeout only without any reputation in the town.
We wanted to put our best foot forward, and we only have one chance to wow our guests. How would we do that in a takeout box?
In our opinion, fresh food the way we do it doesn't travel well. If you're gonna put so much love and care into a dish that you're making, and then you have to throw it in a to-go box,
and that could be ruined by a long car ride, a careless delivery driver. Imagine being meticulous about every detail that goes into this dish.
And put a lid on it and let it sit for who knows how long. You've just ruined that whole process.
We needed to take a step forward. We need to still work through the pandemic.
I didn't want to throw something in a container and say, here's my heart and soul, and you get to reheat it.
I didn't want to force him into that either.
Being the way we are, where we're totally against takeout, and then a slap in the face to kind of humble us and say, you know what, guess what, now you're just gonna do takeout food.
And so we had to be really thoughtful about what would be true to our values and our standards.
If we're gonna do takeout food, we have to come up with food that can be reheated well, and we can't do the same menu every week.
We made a huge list of dishes that we thought could travel well.
Really, it took me back to when I was doing catering work.
All of the time he spent in catering allowed him to really hone the ability to slightly undercook or par cook.
I've figured out a way to cook shrimp to a point where we know it's gonna reheat okay. We're gonna cook the pasta ultra al dente. A lot of reheatable food just seems mushy, and putting some crunch in there, putting some different flavors and colors, and let's make sure that garnish looks really good on there.
And then we imagined Sunday Supper Club. We were doing takeout, but on our terms. We post a new menu on Tuesdays, and then on Sunday, you drive through the alley next to the bistro. Your food's all packed in bags and coolers. I hand it to you through the window of your car, and you're on your way.
We weren't sure that it would kick off right. Sunday Supper Club was such an interesting thing, and it worked. We've had quite a few customers that have not missed a Sunday Supper Club. And that to us just brings us so much joy, and the support we felt from that is just overwhelming.
Really creating those relationships is what we've always been after, and so that was an opportunity to do so. Without Sunday Supper Club, I don't know where we'd be.
And it's crazy because Sunday Supper Club is going to live on after we open the doors to the restaurant.
And now we get to invite them into the dining room to eat with us here.
I think the most exciting thing is being able to serve them a hot meal that I prepared that is coming out of the kitchen and shouldn't be sitting there for longer than 2 minutes. Chefs are often pig-headed. I've had that attitude in the past, and now I've realized that there's certain things that are out of your control and you have to go with the flow.
Even if you have a path laid out in front of you and something happens to put you off course, there's still a path there somewhere.
I think more than ever we realized how relationships matter, and being as supportive to our customers as they've been to us.
If this pandemic has taught us anything, it's put into perspective that, every time you have the opportunity to eat a meal, maybe be thoughtful about where it's come from, who it's supporting. If we lose local farms and small restaurants, then we've lost our character.
That small local farmer may not be able to survive much longer because people are buying that pepper that maybe costs 50 cents as opposed to a pepper that costs $1. It's giving more power to these bigger companies and corporations and corporate farms.
Just take a moment to think about what your life, what your community would be like without a local restaurant, with all chains.
Local food gives a community character and culture. We've changed as people. Now that dish coming out of this kitchen means so much more. We have so much more of a deeper respect for what we're doing and don't want to take it for granted.
The last year's been quite a journey for us, lots of ups and downs. The first dish we serve here and every dish that we ever put on a plate before you carries our story, who we are, and the journey we've had to get here.